verse here. أَوَلَمْ يَهْدِ لِلَّذِينَ يَرِثُونَ الْأَرْضَ مِنْ بَعْدِ أَهْلِهَا أَنْ لَوْ نَشَاءُ أَصَبْنَاهُم بِذُنُوبِهِمْ وَنَطْبَعُ عَلَى قُلُوبِهِمْ فَهُمْ لَا يَسْمَعُونَ. أَوَلَمْ يَهْدِ لِلَّذِينَ يَرِثُونَ الْأَرْضَ مِنْ بَعْدِ. It did not come clear for the people that inherited the earth after their predecessors. What does come? Allah Nasha, that if we wish, we can strike them in exchange of their sins. So it's not clear for the people looking back at how many people were destroyed in the past, etc. That if you are disobedient, we can strike you immediately, right? You say, so Yahdi, a nice way to translate. It's not clear. Awalam Yahdi lillahi. It's not clear. Lillahina for the ones. Yarithun al-arda, they inherited the earth. Min ba'di ahli, after people who came before. Allah nasha'u is that if we wish, asabnahum bi dhunubihim, we can strike them for the sins, wa nattaw ala qulubihim, and we can seal upon their hearts, fahum la yasma'un, and they will not hear anything, they will not be receptive to the truth. Okay, we're reading Arabic, continue from where we stopped there. Yeah, do not know that Allah nasha, if we wish asabnahum bi dhunubihim, we can يعني Allah nasha fa'alna bihim kama fa'alna biman kana qablahum. If we wish, we can do with them what we done with the people before. We can destroy them outrightly, right? Carry on. Yeah. وَنَطْبَعُ عَلَىٰ قُلُوبِهِمْ وَنَخْتِمُ عَلَىٰ قُلُوبِهِمْ. We can seal upon their hearts. We discussed this yesterday also, that every time you commit a sin, what happens? Allah Ta'ala seal upon your heart until you are not receptive to any good. So we can, because of their lack of interest, because of their disinterest, we will seal their hearts completely, right? Yeah. So فَهُمْ لَا يَسْمَعُونَ مَوْعِظَةً وَلَا تَذْكِيرًا. So as a result of their disobedience, as a result of the indifference, and this is what happens in the dunya, the more you plunge into the disobedience of Allah Ta'ala, the more you show disinterest, the more your heart becomes sealed. The more your heart becomes sealed and you are not receptive to any good, right? So مَوْعِظَةً وَتَذْكِيرًا, then they won't be able to hear any advice, any reminder. Right? وَهَكَذَا قَالَ تَعَالَى. And here's another place where Allah says, make the similar statement. What's the other statement? He said, yeah, same thing. أَفَلَمْ يَهْدِ لَهُمْ كَمَا أَهْلَكْنَا قَبْلَهُمْ الْقُرُونَ يَمْشُونَ فِي. It did not become clear to them, right? كَمْ أَهْلَكْنَا. What did not come clear? How much we destroyed مِنَ الْقُرُونِ, from the generations, يَمْشُونَ فِي مَسَاكِنِ, that were living in the houses. In other words, you don't want to take to heart the message, and this is a primarily address to the people of Makkah, the mushrikeen of Makkah. You don't want to accept the message. You don't want to accept the message. You don't want to cotton onto the message of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What makes you think you are different? So many prophets came before, and the people rejected them. The people did not take their message, but they were all destroyed. They were all destroyed. And so, doesn't it become clear to you how many people was destroyed before? What makes you think you are different? What makes you think you are different, that you will not be destroyed like them, right? أَوَلَمْ تَكُنْ أَقْسَمْتُمْ مِنْ قَبْلُ مَا لَكُمْ مِنْ زَوَالٍ. أَلَمْ تَكُونُوا, and did you not take a qasam before, مَا لَكُمْ مِنْ زَوَالٍ, that there is no termination for you? That was that you will not be destroyed, right? هل تحسوا. So Allah says also, look here, وَكَمْ أَهْلَكْنَا مِنْ قَبْلِ, how much generations, هل تحس منهم من أحد, do you تحس, perceive from them, from anything, or do you hear anything? They are totally destroyed. There was no sign of them left in the dunya. What makes you think you are different? هل تحس منهم, right? هل تحس منهم, do you hear any one of them? أو تسمع لهم ركزا, or do you hear any movement? Nothing you can hear. They were totally annihilated. They were totally destroyed. What makes you think you are different, right, Kieran? Yeah. Do you see any of the people, former people that rejected Allah Ta'ala? They were totally destroyed, right? So another verse to speak about Allah Ta'ala destroyed the people before. وَلَقَدْ كَذَّبَ الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِهِمْ. And the ones from before them, يعني before you, the people of Makkah, they also denied, right? فَكَيْفَ كَانَ نَكِيرٌ. Look at what was the reproach. Look at what was the end result, right? Yeah. Some of us, فَكَأَيِّ مِنْ قَرْيَةٍ. How many a town أهلكناها, we destroyed it, وهي ظالمة, whilst it was oppressive, it right, وهي خاوية على عروشها, and it lays derelict upon its roof, وبئر مؤطلة, and the useless wells, وقصر مشيد, and the palaces, all of it in ruins, all of it destroyed, right? إلى حلول نقمه بأعدائه. And others like how you say in English, etc., etc. And like this, there are many, many verses, right? من الآيات الدالة that indicate على حلول نقمه, to the حلول, the coming of his punishment بأعدائه, upon his enemies. Many, many verses that speak about it, right? Right. وحصول نعمه لأوليائه, and many verses that speak about the obtaining of his favor لأوليائه, upon his friends, those persons who accept the message. Yeah. See that, so and this last verse we discussed, ولهذا أقب ذلك بقول وأصدق القائلين, that Allah Ta'ala says that He is the most truthful in speech, the most truthful speaking. In other words, this which He spoke about, that He destroyed the people from before, etc., etc. It happened so many times, and Allah Ta'ala is the most truthful in speech with regard to this. Okay, Alhamdulillah, that brings us to the end of that verse. We're going to do a new verse now. Read a new verse, Ismail. Right. So, same carrying on, Allah Ta'ala speaks about these people did not accept the message, these people that rejected the Prophet, etc. Allah says, تِلْكَ الْقُرَى نَقُصُّ عَلَيْكَ مِنْ أَنْبَائِهَا. These are the towns we narrate to you of the, I mean, أنبائها, naba, from of information, right? تِلْكَ الْقُرَى نَقُصُّ وَلَقَدْ جَاءَتْهُمْ رُسُلُهُم بِالْبَيِّنَاتِ. That the prophets came to them with clear evidence, clear proofs, right? فَمَا كَانُوا لِيُؤْمِنُوا. But it was not that they believed, they did not believe. They were not to believe. فَمَا كَانُوا لِيُؤْمِنُوا. They did not believe. In what? فَمَا كَانُوا لِيُؤْمِنُوا بِمَا كَذَّبُوا, in which they denied. So earlier, they denied the message, and now the prophets came again to the message. They did not accept the message, right? من قبل كذلك يطبع الله على قلوب الكافرين. Like that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala seal upon the heart. Like that, Allah ta'ala seal on the heart of the believers. وَمَا وَجَدْنَا لِأَكْثَرٍ مِنْ أَهْلِ وَإِنْ وَجَدْنَا أَكْثَرَهُمْ فَاسِقِينَ. Right? So then Allah ta'ala says they were not to believe in what they believed. Thus Allah ta'ala seals the hearts of the believers. And I will find with most of them any promise, and surely we have found him the sinners. So فَمَا وَجَدْنَا لِأَكْثَرٍ مِنْ, we did not find him to fulfill their promises. We did not find him truthful in their promises. وَإِنْ وَجَدْنَا أَكْثَرَهُمْ فَاسِقِينَ. We found most of them to be liars. Right? Okay, let's look at the English explanation of the verse. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So this is verse 1. The verse 101 is contained the phrase تِلْكَ الْقُرَى نَقُصُّ عَلَيْكَ مِنْ أَنْبَائِهَا. These are the towns we narrate to you from its information. These are the towns we narrate to you. The word naba in Arabic is used to know some great news. Remember Amma, the first surah is known as Surah Naba. Amma yatasa'alun anin naba il azim, from the great news. So we say naba means not just normally off the cuff daily news, not normal samacha, but it refers to important news. So we're saying tilka al-Quran qussu alayka min amba, and the plural is amba. So these are the towns we tell you not of the everyday happenings, the normal mundane happenings. We tell you of its important, right? We tell you about the important happenings of the town. So naba, it's not just khabar, normal khabar, amatul khabar. It refers to important news. What the word mean, the verse has indicated that the events described in these verses are only some of the large number of events. So min come for tab'eez. What min come? Take some of this here. Doesn't mean you must take all. So tilka al-Quran naqussu alayka min anba'iha. We're giving you some of the news of what happened to the past people so that you can take a lesson. So that you can take lessons from it. And right, the verse is further said, and surely the messengers came to them with clear signs, but they were not to believe in what they belied earlier. So what is saying? فَمَا كَانُوا لِيُؤْمِنُوا بِمَا كَذَّبُوا مِنْ قَبْلِ. They did not believe in what they denied earlier. It shows you this the message did come to them before. You understand what I'm saying? It brings out the right. And surely the message came to them with clear signs, but they did not believe in what they belied earlier. It brings out the obstinate attitude towards the prophet who came to them with clear signs of miracles, which are definite means to decide between right and wrong. But they obstinately rejected the truth only because they once belied him. Yeah, he's saying sometimes, you take a position and later on realize your position is wrong. But just because you were obstinate on a position earlier, you don't want to change. So maybe you had a certain, perception, whatever. So you were arguing this position, and now you realize, hey, this is wrong. But the only reason why you don't want to change your stance is because you were arguing that point earlier. So it will be embarrassing for you to change. So you say something like this here also, that because earlier they denied the prophet. Maybe the previous generations, their forefathers, whatever, denied the prophets, did not accept the message of the prophets. So they were one of the reasons they're embarrassed to change their position. Okay, we'll stop there, inshallah. We'll continue tomorrow. Same link tomorrow.